Hey colleagues, welcome back. This is video 3 of how to use Google Forms to make a quiz. In the previous video, I showed you how to create a quiz, how to name a quiz, how to establish some settings, change the color palette, use the preview button. In the second video, I showed you how to add different types of questions, split the test into sections, and require questions. The only thing that I left out was how to duplicate a question, so I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. And then in the third video, I'm going to show you how to post your Google Forms in your classroom, right? And some features that you could do within that. All right, so in my Google form, to duplicate a question, right, there is a little button down here that says duplicate next to the trash can. If I wanted to delete the question, I could hit the trash can, it would delete it. If I wanted to make it required, it's right there, right next to it. I can check it on to make it required. And then if I wanted to duplicate the question, I could hit duplicate, and you'll see down below the same exact question popped up. So sometimes you're putting in very similar questions. The answer just might be different. You don't want to retype everything. You just hit duplicate. All right, so that's how you duplicate a question. Now within your Google Classroom, right, you could see a US 1 class is set up. I have some educators on here that I work with. And if I hit the plus sign and I go to create an assignment, I'll call this my Civil War quiz. On the Google form and do your best. All right. I could assign a due date. So maybe I want this due on Friday, and I have a period 1 class, right? And that period 1 class, I want it to close out at 11:14 a.m. Right? So this is a way to establish parameters. You could have your quiz close at 8:14 on October 27th, right? You could give it a topic, and this falls into the Union in Peril topic. I can pull from my Google Drive the Civil War form. So you can see it always pops up as most recent, right? And if it doesn't show up there, you could search Civil War quiz, right? And it automatically pulled my quiz in. Now, this is kind of a neat new feature that they added. It's called the Enable Grade Importing. When the kids take the Google form quiz, it will automatically grade it for them. And now you can import those grades into Google Classroom. Great new feature, right? So we're going to leave that on because I definitely want to do that. And next to the assign button, I'm going to hit the down arrow. And I'm going to schedule for this post to pop up at 7:30 a.m. on the 27th, right? So now I have a start time and I have a close time. This will enable me to control students taking the quiz. So it will pop up at the beginning of class. It will not show up on my stream until 7:30 a.m. and it will close down at the end of the period. So you're establishing parameters for the kids to take the quiz. All right, now, if I hit the little back button and I come into here, say you have multiple different levels of learners, right? And I want to assign this to just a certain amount of kids in the class. If I click the All Students button, I could actually assign this to specific students, right? And why this becomes important is because we have a variety of different learners in our classes. And maybe this is one of the forms that you're assigning out to a very advanced group of students. So you're going to assign it to Daisy Duck, Mickey Mouse, and Minnie, right, to a specific group. It makes it less awkward if you have special needs students in your classroom and you want to give out different forms with modifications on it. Literally every student can only see what's on their screen. So it's a great opportunity to kind of differentiate for those different groups of students that are in there. So a good option. When you're all done, if I hit assign, you could see that it shows up in my saved posts, right? So it's not going to pop up until 7:30 a.m., right? This time, it's not going to be there. Right now, I'm going to delete these. All right. And if I go into a reconstruction quiz, now I can see I have 2 out of the 4 students did it. If I click on here, right, how I got these grades to show up is I hit the import grades button. This will automatically pull from Google Forms their answers. It will grade it for you. You do not have to do it, and it will pull it right into Google Forms. If I hit import, might take a minute because my internet's running a little slow. It will pull 10 out of 10 and 10 out of 10 for Chippendale and Minnie Mouse, right? So the 2 students that took it, it says done. It auto-populates their grade. All right, now, if you wanted to, you could also return it to the students, click the return button, and click the download all grades as a CSV file, right? This will download the grades to a spreadsheet for you to upload into your Genesis gradebook. So you don't have to go back and forth, right, between your Google Classroom and Google Forms and your Genesis. You could actually just download the sheet and be able to upload it right to your Genesis. All right. So you would save it. You would go to your Genesis account, and you would upload into the grade category.